What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video we are going to be diving into 1989 Taylor's version. Now, I know that so many people have been excited about this, myself included, as this is one of, if not the most popular Taylor Swift album. I feel like during this era, there were so many beautiful crossover pop moments. I feel like she really made her stance. She said she wanted to make a pop record. She came out and she fucking did it. And so naturally, I'm gonna be excited to be checking this out. So for me, because I like to do the re-recordings, kind of just like listen to them myself, because I'm very familiar with those songs. I love doing the vault versions, especially as reactions. It's so much fun to listen to songs that were created at the same time that an album that we love came out, because I feel like when we get a chance to go back in history and revisit these moments of her putting these albums together, we get a little piece of that. It's like listening to the album for the first time again, especially when you have new tracks. So it's so much fun. So before we get into this, I just want to plug my Patreon. I do so much Taylor Swift exclusive content over there, a lot of long form things, a lot of full uncut album reactions, a lot of documentaries, a lot of live performances and concerts. So there's over 70 Taylor Swift posts alone. If you guys want to check that out, as well as get access to this as a full uncut album reaction of the vault versions, the link is in the description. It would mean the world to me if you guys went and checked that out, because it's super sick. But with all those things out of the way, we're going to go ahead and dive into the first of the vault songs, which is Slut. Oh yeah. You know, it's really cool to hear that obviously like heavy synthesizer, having that keyboard instrumental, but I love the tone of the drum that they picked, where it almost sounds like a real band rather than just an 808 pad. I think it just makes it sound super cool. Oh yeah. Isn't it so interesting with this song? I've not listened to any of the Taylor's versions for 1989 yet, but isn't it so interesting to hear what her vocals sound like now in the 1989 era, like we're getting right here? Like, it's crazy because I feel like this song, while, you know, screams 1989 when it comes to those synthesizers and stuff, the sound of this song could have fit on Evermore, which is, it's so cool to see her like crossing those genres all throughout. Oh, I love that. If they're gonna call me it anyways, like, why not just like make it worth it for this moment to be able to be with this person? Like, that's so fucking sick to just be like, I know I'm gonna get criticized or whatever they're gonna call me, but I'm gonna do it anyways because it's my life. Oh yeah, such a good melody. Oh, I'm just such a fan of this instrumental. Like I said, those drums just come in like such a perfect way. It's like, I hate when I get like caught up on these like small things in these songs, but it really is fucking sick. Oh yeah, right there. Man, the production on that part is so sick. I love how they layered her vocals and split them up just ever so slightly. So cool. Oh, so sick. You know, really the whole meaning of this song is to go out and do what you want, regardless of what people are going to say about you. Obviously she makes it much more eloquent than that, but that's essentially what it is. Like, if people are gonna already call you names or reprimand you or cancel you or say these things about you, well, like, if people are already gonna do this to you as they've done to Taylor for her entire life, like, why not just own it? Not even own it, but why not just face that? Because at the end, you'll be happy. And that just means do what you want, regardless of what people say about you. I love this already. Like, this is the first song from 1989 era that I've listened to from Taylor's version, obviously. And I already love hearing those synthesizers. You know, Jack Antonoff he works wonders with a fucking synth and a keyboard. Oh my God. I love hearing that in here. I love the choice of drum that they chose. I feel like the tone of that is really sick. It almost feels like a live band, but with that modern twist, which is super cool. And again, it's cool to hear Taylor's vocals on this because I can just hear Evermore, which, like I said, it's the evolution of Taylor Swift is fucking incredible. So it's so cool to see where she's at now vocally and how that looks in all these different eras. So already beautiful on this. Okay, this next track is Don't Say Go.
Shot in the darkest dark.
Oh, that range. Yes. Oh my God. The guitar throughout that entire verse gave me classic rock vibes, like definitely 70s and 80s pop hits. I honestly love Taylor so much. I like that low range she sings in. We get it obviously throughout her discography, but it's so cool to hear so much of it because there's like so much emotion and like, I don't know, it's so sick. But I love how all that got plugged together, especially with that classic rock sound. So cool. Dude, time out. This song's fucking awesome. Like, it's also giving me like a little bit of like 90s alt rock, which I feel like you can hear it in that Don't Say Go part. That era, by the way, if you ever just want to have fun and go listen to some like cool bands from that era, there was like a lot of fucking emotion in those songs, like, and they're so sick. It's just like, it's such a good time for rock. Anyways, back to this. Oh! Woo! Oh my God. I love how she says forever right there. Taylor Swift is fucking incredible. I don't give a fuck what anybody ever says ever. This woman is literally life. Like, I feel like I'm being given life. Like, thank you so much, my God, Taylor. Just listen to this right here. Oh my God. One more time. Just one more time for me at home. Oh, dude. Oh, those layered vocals right there. Dude, I just picture her like standing at not on a sidewalk, okay, no pun. I just picture her like standing on a stage at like a stadium and like, so like Eras Tour, sure, but like not, like she's like at a high school or something and she's like walking and her hair's just blowing and there's all this like, there's like a rock band behind her, because that is exactly what I'm getting right here. This whole song has been like building up like it's gonna be some like 80s anthem in like a teen rom-com or something. I'm fucking so here for it. Oh yeah. Oh my God, that is so good. Ah! Oh yes. It's just a thing of beauty. What the fuck? So, I know it's the first time I listened to it, so like, you gotta give me more time. I feel like I'm a little bit hyperventilating, maybe just like a little bit inside, because I fucking love this song so much. Like love it as in like I'm listening to it for the first time and it's climbing so far up the ranks of my favorite Taylor Swift songs. I love that for me. Like, I'm in a great place right now to do that. Maybe some of y'all are with me. This is an amazing song. It blows my mind to think of how difficult it is to come up with a track list. Like, if you're someone like Taylor Swift, can you imagine like having to decide what goes on 1989? Like, if I were somebody who hacked things, I would never do this, right? Because I don't believe in leaking music. I don't believe in any of that. But can you just imagine just being able to see like the files and just be like, you have so many songs that you didn't think were good enough for an album that are probably going to be most people's favorite song at some point. Because when you're an artist at her caliber, fuck, like everything you put out is literal gold. I mean, it's just really cool to see. So I listened to this song and I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be one of my favorite of her songs ever. I can't believe it wasn't originally available for me to consume. I just love the classic rock sound to it. I think she sounds incredible in this space. It really made me feel like I was like watching her at like a high school festival or like a fair or something, like a carnival, like, and you got the wind blowing in your hair and it's just, you know, she got like the 80s makeup. It's a very like scene out of Grease I'm seeing in my head. So if you guys wanted to know what I'm picturing when I hear this song, but it's, you know, those guitars come in and it's just it's a thing of beauty. So whatever, maybe you like it as much as I did. Maybe you don't. This next song is Now That We Don't Talk.
You grew your hair long, you got new icons, and from the outside it looks like you're trying lives on. We don't talk.
Oh.
My mom, she said that it was for the best.
Love the change in tempo, change in sort of just overall emotion. Everything's been picking up as the song's been going on. You can hear it in these different sections, and I think it's so cool because it's not just Taylor's vocals doing that, but the instrumental is either changing up a beat or it's adding in another instrumental. It's really cool to hear that kind of coming through. Something I feel actually was really popular in 80s synth pop, which is really cool to hear here. To hear it here. Oh my God. Yes. I've talked about this a lot, so if you've watched my channel before, this is nothing new, but I love 80s new wave and 80s synth pop. I'm such a fan. Like, not even a guilty pleasure because that term doesn't exist to me, but just something that I kind of like, I don't even talk about all that much, but I fucking love. She is just nailing it here. When it comes to the approach to this, it's so cool to hear her voice be able to just match onto these styles because, you know, as pop has evolved in every era, the kind of vocal talent changes so much. You have to be able to do so many things. So for Taylor to go back and, you know, give us this sort of Madonna-esque, you know, instrumental and vocal performance, like, it's just so fucking cool to see shit like this. And like, she's such a great artist to be able to do this and do it so well.
I'd like to be on a mega yacht with important men.
I don't like to pretend that I like acid rock or that I'm on a mega yacht. I wonder who this is about. Very interesting. I'm not like, I really like Taylor's music and I really like her as a person, but I've never been one to like sit around. I've never like looked into like her dating history and stuff. I just don't care, right? But it does fuck me up sometimes because other than her very public, like things that have happened, sometimes I'm listening to the songs and I'm trying to like decide like, oh, who might this be about, or what friendship, or maybe what story is this? And it makes it very difficult sometimes that I didn't, you know more about her maybe public identity, but I think it's actually better for me because I don't really until right now, I don't really think about that. But yeah, sometimes it kind of fucks me up because people get on me in the comments because they'll be like, oh, this song is not about who you said it was about. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. Like, I fucking don't know. Whatever. We're going to get back to it. Oh, let's go. This is so good. Dude. Actually, if you guys don't mind, I guess you could skip the video if you want to, but I just want to go to that last 20 seconds because I love the growth in the song throughout this whole thing. Like, at first, her kind of being inquisitive of like, you know, kind of like the, you know, not necessarily the relationship, but like you knew somebody. So like you're, you know, curious of them. And then you're like, oh, but now that we don't talk, or I won't know about this now that we don't talk. But then at the end, she's like, well, maybe it's better that I don't have to deal with all these things or pretend to be someone I'm not, since we don't talk. And that's kind of the thing about relationships is when things are there, you can't see both sides. But when you are able to grow and realize that, like, oh, okay, maybe this wasn't good for me, it's easier to get through it. But I love this last 20 seconds.
To my dignity, guess this is how it has to be. Now that we don't talk.
Yeah, that's a great song. It's just so cool to hear her just, I can't wait to sit and listen to Taylor's version of 1989, because I feel like with redoing a lot of this stuff, you're getting a chance to like go back into an instrumental. Like imagine if you're Jack and like you did one and you love it so much, but you're like, man, I would have like added a little bit of or like a little bit more depth here. He was able to go do that. And so like with these instrumentals, same with Taylor and her vocals, obviously we hadn't heard this song before, but just hearing the approach to the instrumental and the vocals here really give me a lot of, I can't wait to listen to the rest of this album. Okay. The next track we're listening to is Suburban Legends.
In my peripheral vision.
See, this also Folklore Evermore vibes, right? So cool to hear that she was kind of always doing little things like that, but as her vocals really started to like change and adapt and she kept growing as an artist, you can hear that like crossover. It's so sick.
So magnetic, it was almost obnoxious.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Come here to make friends, we were boys. It's gonna screw me up forever.
Oh yeah.
I had the fantasy that maybe would surprise.
Wait, even in the production of this song, they have like a little bit of echo on her vocal, which was like very prominent in the production of Folklore and Evermore. It was what gave it that sort of like very big sound where you kind of felt like you were in the forest, right? Which is such a cool thing to do. And you can hear that on here. So it's so cool to hear that this track really could have been on one of those albums. Again, we want to know what's in those files. We want to know what songs are missing, Taylor.
The pages ripped out. I am standing in a 1950. We were born
Woo!
to be suburban legends. When you hold
Good melody.
me, it holds me still. Remember, we were born to be national trip. Tick-tock on.
Is it just me? I can, when she says it's gonna screw me up forever, I feel like I can literally see her singing that. You know how she does, like she'll do like the eye thing. Like I could just see her saying this where you could just like feel the sarcasm. Oh.
I broke my own heart 'cause you were too polite to do it. On the clock,
Oh.
I paced down your block. I broke my own heart 'cause you crashed to the shore. I dashed to the door.
I broke my own heart because you were too polite to do it. Is that what she said?
Clock, I paced down your block. I broke my own heart 'cause you were too polite to do it.
Woo! Love that note. Damn, it's just so cool to fucking hear. Goddamn. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, she's been doing all of these genres, but like, I just feel like when I looked at Folklore and Evermore, I was like, oh man, I've never heard her do these sounds before. But that's not really true because 1989 existed. But I think that it's the combination of Taylor's vocals now with 1989 instrumentals at the same time. So when I hear Suburban Legends, now I can easily say, oh yeah, this sounds like Folklore and Evermore. But at the time of listening to those two albums, you know, her vocals, they sound different in 1989 original. They have like a very like pop centric vocal point on purpose, right? But she's gotten even more range in her vocals. She's got a way to come in with that like almost breathy sound. And I'm hearing it on the Vault version, so I imagine I'll hear some of it there, but it's just so cool to hear that she was already doing that sound. I'm just dumb. Like, duh, she already did this. Okay, this last track is It Over Now? Okay, it kind of is giving me Out of the Woods vibes. Like, I feel like I can hear the almost just like a small portion of that instrumental kind of happening here. probably has nothing to do with it, but I do hear it a little bit.
Still wouldn't go. Let's fast forward to 300 takeout coffees later. Searching every maiden's bed for something greater, baby. Was it over? Baby, was it over then? And is it over now?
What the fuck? Dude, she is just amazing in this soundscape. Again, this is a song, again, gives me Out of the Woods vibes in that instrumental, but also it feels like it could be a single right away. Like, that's so fucking cool. Damn, those files.
Blue dress on a boat. Your new girl is my clone.
Your new girl is my clone. That's the thing, because you messed up somehow. You lost the one, so instead you got to go find somebody to try to recreate that one, but you already had it. You lost it. You can't ever clone it perfectly.
He's got blue eyes. I will surmise that she'll probably date her. You dream of my mouth before it. I'm here. I whispered in your ear.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, dude. Such a fucking banger. I love these layered vocals she has here. So fucking cool to hear a song this good just be a vault version. I say this every time we do these, but it's just crazy to me. I guess like I can't understand the concept of I guess maybe you do. If you hear the same, or if you wrote a song and then you play it every single night, or you've done all these things, I imagine sometimes you could get a little like, okay, I'm bored of this song, I'm tired of the song. But can you imagine like to full on say, man, I wrote this song and I just don't think it's good enough for the album. And then I hear it and I'm like, oh my God, this could have also been a single. Who am I to say though? Because I typically like almost fucking everything. I'd be the worst like person to like actually have to make title or like have to like choose a track list for an album, because it'd be the double deluxe extra feature 2 times LP with 4 EP version, and it'd be like 60 tracks, because I just feel like, I don't know, put it all out, let the people decide, you know what I'm saying? But what do I know? That's why I don't do that. That's why I talk to you guys instead. These vault tracks are fucking sick because they're so well put together. I was shocked whenever I saw that 1989 was only gonna come with like 5 vault tracks. Is that like the normal amount? I feel like one time we got like 10. Maybe I'm just fucking, I don't know what I'm thinking, but I thought we did. Anyways, we only got the 5 vault tracks, which like I wish there were more, because it's so cool to hear things from this era that were written in that era, and then we get to experience now, especially with just how beautiful Taylor sounds in this. I love the instrumentals so much. Again, the just true dedication to that 80s and 90s pop is beautiful to me. I love that 1989 just as an album title obviously means a lot for her birth year, but it means more than that, because I think when they went into the writing for 1989 originally, they must have been like, it can't just be your birth year. Let's take the influence from those years. Let's take that era and make pop instrumentals based around those things. And I feel like I can hear that in these 5 tracks so much. It's just so cool to get to experience those things, hear her voice the way that she does these tracks, again with these synth heavy and, you know, pop driven tracks, hearing her with that same sound that we love so much from like today's version of her vocals. I think it's so cool to get to do these re-recordings, not only so you can own your shit, but also because you're revisiting these things with a whole new perspective. You're a whole different person now, and it's just so cool to see that. I still gotta say, Don't Say Go is already easily one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs, and I'm very familiar with her discography at this point. So that's so fucking cool to me, to be able to have those moments and a discography that you already know just because some bonus tracks come out. Like, it's so fucking cool to me. So I am just so happy to see her be able to reclaim this album now, because I feel like this is the one, as much as like I'm so happy about her owning all of them once she's finished, this one in particular I know is really important to her, really important to a lot of the fan base. It's just such a big album. It was such a huge step in her career, both like commercially and sonically. This was a big transition. It was a huge crossover, and she had been well versed in the crossover, especially once she got to like Red. I feel like Speak Now had a lot of like the kind of like pieces of Southern charm mixed with a more like pop rock focus, but I feel like Red was that like real crossover, like almost kind of like pushing into like getting that pop sound. Then of course 1989 comes out and she fucking does it. So to see her revisiting it and owning it and giving us extra tracks from it, it's just so fucking cool to get to experience these moments. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you guys so much. This version's probably a lot shorter. Steven's version, YouTube's version. This, I guess, is YouTube's version. It's a lot shorter, whereas Steven's version or Patreon is the we listen to the songs totally. I don't have to cut anything out for copyright or anything like that. So if you guys want to truly just jam this entire thing, as well as like a lot of Taylor Swift content, like a lot, and really fun shit too, check the link in the description. You guys check it out. This video will already be over there. I love y'all so much for doing that, and I hope everybody enjoyed this. Let me know what your favorite vault track from 1989 is. You got to pick one. I wanted to make it difficult. You got to pick one, but tell me what your favorite vault track is, because you get 5 to choose from, then they're all really fucking good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.